Thanks, everyone, for coming today. We have three of our players here, Tyler Barnes, Joel Rumpel, and Captain John Ramage. And following this, we'll be bringing in some other people for one-on-one availability. The Wisconsin hockey team got a bid to the NCAA Tournament. We'll play Friday at 3:30 p.m. Central Time against UMass-Lowell, the top seed in the Northeast Regional in Manchester, New Hampshire. And with that, we will take questions for the student-athletes. Andy.
John, if you felt around this team, where would you find the pulse? Who's the pulse of this team?
I don't really think you put on one guy. I mean, everyone on this team is a big part of the team, and without anyone on this team, all the guys really make this team beat.
Rob.
Because for any of you guys, because it's been such a long climb to get where you are at now, how much since you won the game the emotion's been? Joy, relief that you accomplished that goal, and motivation to keep moving forward and keep this run going?
I mean, I think it's a little pride. You know, it's a little of all of it. But you know, I mean, just knowing that, you know, how people were thinking about our team when we started out that poorly, and you know that people didn't really believe in us, and you know, we always had that belief, and I think it's pride now coming out. You know, being able to show what we're actually capable of.
Jesse.
For John and Joel, I'm just wondering, when do you think the turning point was for this team? Is there a specific moment in one of the games when you guys thought, you know, things are going to be different? We're not going to, you know, play the way we did to start the season.
I don't know if it's necessarily a certain moment in a game, but definitely that Denver series. I thought we went into Denver, got 3 points, that was huge for us. So I think that series I look at as kind of a turning point of our season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Denver was, I guess, when our ship started turning, as coaches would say. It was a big weekend for us, and kind of got us momentum going after Christmas. A bit of a winning streak we got on.
Andy.
Joel, they say teams generally mirror the personality of their coach. Does this team do that, and if so, how?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Coach Eves coming to the rink every day. He's got that passion for the game and that desire to win, and it definitely rubs off on our team. And I guess we kind of feed off him. He brings the energy to the room and to the rink every day. And when we struggled early, he came to the rink with that motivation and that desire to win, and that I guess belief that we could move on and get better and get through it. And I think that's what I guess helped us coming later on in the season there.
Andy.
Tyler, back when things were struggling, was Mike mostly about tough love? Was he mostly about encouraging? How did he balance those two things?
I mean, it was a day-to-day thing, and it was both. And I mean, that's really what I needed. I mean, there's times when, you know, you can tell that, you know, I need someone, you know, pick me up a little bit, and there's times that, you know, I need someone to get on me, and he was able to do all that, and you know, really keep me focused and keep me pushing forward.
Ben.
Tyler, kind of a piggyback question off that. You just scored twice in February. Now you got, I think, 4 goals up in St. Paul. When did the moment for you, when the things kind of started getting put in place? Like you guys mentioned the Denver series as the turning point for the team maybe. Where was your turning point that things started to, the dots started to connect for you?
You know, I think it might have been when we had Alaska at home. I think I had a goal or two, and you know, after that, you know, it just started. Bounces started to go my way, and I feel, you know, I felt like all season I was getting the chances, and you know, now that they're starting to go for me, it's a nice reward for that.
Go ahead in the back.
Knowing that you guys had to win 6 games straight to get into this one, I mean, not lose a single one. How does that help you guys compared to other teams that maybe already had a bid getting in? How does that push that you guys made help you and benefit you going in?
I think, I mean, obviously winning those 6 games, we were playing for our lives. I mean, if we lost that on Saturday against CC, we'd been out and we'd be done. So we've been fighting for our lives for a while here. I mean, I think, like I said before, back into the Denver series, I mean, we were 1-7-2, and if we hadn't started playing well, then our season would have been done real early. So, yeah, just fighting for our lives. That's what it's been for.
Go ahead.
John, you can take this one as well. Last night during the selection show, there was some statistic that said 1 seeds make it to the Frozen Four like 90% of the time, and 4 seeds only make it 10% of the time. When you hear something like that, what does it make you think?
I'm really not a big numbers guy. Right now, I'm just excited for the opportunity that we have, and I'm excited about this team. This team's come a long way, and the way we're playing right now, I don't think any 1 seed wants to play us right now.
Andy?
John, what was your single most challenging moment as captain of this team?
I mean, you can't really put a finger on it. I mean, it's for me, I think all my challenges came last year. I mean, it was tough right away. Me with personally trying to do too much, and I learned a lot from last year. And so I think going into this year, I don't think there's been too many challenges for me personally. I mean, obviously the start wasn't great, but I mean, I really wasn't concerned, like I've said before. Coach Eves kept us focused. All the guys in the room believed, and so it wasn't really hard for me to keep doing what I was doing because everyone in the room believed. So,
Andy?
For all three of you, I think you alluded to it, Tyler, that the pride aspect of now thinking how people may have felt about this team earlier in the season. What was the most hurtful thing when you look back right now and you're feeling how you do right now, where you kind of have that? Yeah, we showed you. Was there a moment like that?
I mean, I don't feel like we really did it to prove other people wrong. It was more for the locker room and to prove it to ourselves and reaffirm what we actually believed. Not really. I mean, you're going to have people like that, whether you're having success or failure. So, I mean, it's not really something where, you want to sit up here and be like, hey, I'll stick it to somebody. So, I mean, we're just happy with what we're able to accomplish for each other.
if we listened to the critics all the time, we wouldn't be where we're at right now.
Ben?
Tyler, what has Michael Mersch meant for you guys? I mean, I know it's been a team effort, but just it seemed he kind of picked things up too in February too to kind of keep you guys moving forward when some of you other guys were struggling.
I mean, he's been a phenomenal player this year. I mean, he's carried our team for almost a month there. When he was the only guy putting the puck in the net for us, and I mean it was unbelievable. And I mean, being able to have someone that's been that consistent and that reliable, it's been a great asset for our team.
Rob?
Joel, there's been a couple of different times over the last 2 years where it seems like the coaching staff wanted to give you the opportunity to, I guess, quote unquote, be the guy between the pipes. What's been the difference for you in that you've been able to take it, especially in this latter part of the year in the run, and kind of, I guess, be the guy between the pipes?
Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, all year, me and Landon had a good duo going, and Landon had an unbelievable season. But yeah, later on, it's nice to play more. You get into more of a rhythm. You kind of get into a bit of a groove, and that confidence is, I guess, what a goaltender needs. And yeah, this later part of the season, it's been nice to get in a few more games, and it just kind of gets easier as you start to play more, I guess.
John or Tyler, have you guys seen a difference in Joel, especially the last couple of months of the season? What, if anything, have you seen different in him?
I think just his consistency has been unbelievable. Just him bringing it every night. 3 games in 3 days, and he was great all those nights. So, I'm excited for what he can do in this postseason here.
Yeah, and you really feed off your goaltender. If your goaltender's feeling confident, it really helps you out, especially in the D zone with your own confidence, and you feel a little more comfortable. And being able to have someone that's playing so well right now back there, it really helps out everyone on the ice.
In the back.
This is for Tyler and John. Nick seems to be a real spark plug for you guys right now, especially in the playoffs. What has he done to this team, and what makes him an unbelievable freshman?
Well, I think he's a dynamic player. He has a lot of speed. He is very elusive, and he really brings an offensive punch that we were missing a little bit at the beginning of the year, and it showed. So, for us, he's been very consistent too as a freshman, which is very difficult to do. So, no, he's been a great player for us so far, and he's going to keep it going.
Yeah, he definitely brings another aspect, especially to me and Mark's line. He's got so much speed and skill set, and he he's one of the best workers in the corners too, and he always gets that puck back. So I mean, that's just it's a great player to have and to be playing with.
Andy?
Tyler, going into the Final Five, Mike was asked for a player that's kind of been off the radar on your team this year. He offered Jefferson Dahl. The way he played this past weekend would kind of signal the fact that maybe he shouldn't be off the radar anymore. What is he's been your most consistent guy in a lot of ways, but why it almost seems like he's stepped up his game here the last week or two?
I mean, he's such a reliable player. I mean, he's a guy you can put out on the ice at any moment and ask him to do anything, and he'll do it, and no questions asked. And you know, that whole line actually, I feel is the core to our offense. You know, they might not be on the score sheet every night, but they definitely leave a mark on the other team. I mean, watching them how they cycle the corners and how hard they work and they finish their checks and they play so smart. It really boosts our whole offensive core.
In the back?
For any of you guys, let's talk a little bit about UMass-Lowell. They're a fast team. They don't give up a lot of goals. What do you think is going to be the biggest obstacle that you'll face in order to beat them? Do you think you can win this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a team that I think plays pretty similar to us. They're kind of defensive minded, and I think it's going to be a great battle. But I don't know, I'm excited going to this game. I mean, we definitely can win this game, and all the guys believe in our locker room too. So we're just going to try to keep going here.
Rob?
John, having been somebody who's one of the few guys who's been there before, been on the brink of a national championship and been there, what lesson from that experience do you pass on to these guys and want them to know as you go into the NCAA tournament about trying to now accomplish that ultimate goal?
I think you go in looking at each game, just one game at a time. I mean, it's an old cliche, but I mean, you have an opportunity to play 4 games here, and every game you're playing someone different. So going into that first game against UMass-Lowell, it's important to focus on UMass-Lowell and what the task is. And I mean, our team's been great with that all year. I mean, it showed this past weekend playing 3 different teams on 3 nights, and we came prepared every night. The coaches do a great job of getting us ready. So, no, it's going to be fun.
Andy?
John, in the last couple of games, the way this team has used its power plays has kind of altered a little bit. The unit that you're on seems to be more productive at this point. You've kind of been the first unit out there. Two-part question, why has your unit been a little more productive, and can this team win the way it's been going with your power play?
I think first off, the power play question, we definitely can win with this power play. I mean, our power play is going to step up. Both units right now. I mean, it's just a matter of who's going to get the goals. It's we both have confidence in each other, each unit, and for our unit, we keep it simple. We don't have the most skilled guys on our unit, but we get pucks to the net, and we got 2 big bodies in front of the net, and lately they've been just going in. So just gotta keep that going.